Sex is keeping Michael Sheen gainfully employed, we could say. He's back for a second season on the Showtime drama, Masters of Sex. It tells a real-life story of Dr. Bill Masters and his assistant, Virginia Johnson. The two researchers changed the way Americans understand sexuality. Along the way, they learned firsthand how hard it is to separate emotion.
The real shock that night was your child. The night I stood on your doorstep, I wasn't looking at Shelley. I was looking at your daughter, wrapped around this stranger's leg. One of how many strangers that have met your children on their way in and out of your bed? And I thought, I cannot be a part of this.
We are happy to welcome Michael Sheen back to Studio 57. He's Dr. Masters of Masters in Sex. Good to see you, Michael.
And you.
Second season, really, really great. And this is the thing that I love so much about this show, because people think it's about sex, and certainly it is. There's a lot of sex. But it's really about capturing the intimacy of relationships, and you play that with such intensity. Your character's kind of a jerk, but he's got a heart. But you get to play every layer of this guy.
Well, he's a man struggling. He's a man who needed to stay in control, and that control is being taken away from him, which I think we all know about in relationships, that, you know, it is that the challenge of intimacy. How do you deal with showing someone else your most vulnerable parts, the parts that you don't want anyone to see? And how do you cope with that? And he's a man who's not used to vulnerability, really.
Your character gets intimately involved, of course, with Virginia Johnson, Masters and Johnson, played by Lizzie Kaplan, who in a recent interview said that the first time that you guys had a sex scene last season, you ended up getting up and throwing up in a trash can afterwards.
That was no reflection on Lizzie's. No, I had food poisoning, unfortunately. It was just unfortunate timing. You mentioned timing.
Yes,
earlier. It was unfortunate.
Very
timing.
unfortunate time, because this is the thing about what he does. He's clinical, but he also makes things very hot. For instance, this is a recent thing. Tonight, I need to reacquaint myself with your body. Beep, beep, beep. I will kiss you on the mouth. Beep, beep, beep. My hands will slide down your body. Beep, beep, beep. I will touch every part of you. I tell you, that thing was so hot, I thought, I need to take a shower. Because this is what you do.
With the beep, beep, beep.
No. I mean, the beep, beep, beep is very erotic. That's why I do the beep, beep, beeps. Michael goes, yes, I see. But how are you able to capture that so well? And I know it's called acting, I get it, but there's something about what you do.
Who has so much going on underneath, but has it very battened down, you know. But so in the first season, really, it was about, for me, it was about finding out what exactly is going on underneath for him and having it all going on, but not showing any of it. So then in season 2, as you start to get a sense of what's going on underneath that, it's like a volcano. There's so much passion and fire and struggle and pain and everything going on in there. And but he's a man who's got used to holding it down. And I think we always feel quite drawn to that. It's quite compelling.
So earlier this year, you started a relationship with comedian Sarah Silverman that a lot of people have been talking about, in particular because she has a cameo on the show. And it's a very erotic scene, I should say. She's with another woman.
She plays a lesbian.
That's right.
Yeah.
So tell us about the scene, and what is it like to work with her and to be dating her in real life?
Well, we didn't get to do any scenes together, which maybe is a good thing. I don't know. But and I only allow her to be with other women on screen. No men. No, that's not true. She does whatever she wants. But I was quite glad that I didn't have to deal with her, you know, being with another man. But she was fantastic on the show. It was her name came up for that character before we were together, and so it wasn't because we were together. But then it worked out brilliantly, and she's so great, and she shows a whole other side to herself, I think, in the show that people maybe don't expect.
A lot of people saying she's so honest as a comedian, and that's why people love her, and you see that in her acting also.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. There's a real earnestness about what she does, which I think can be very engaging.
She called you Mr. Fancy Pants.
The
first thing I did was look at your pants when she was accepting the thing. Why does she call you that, Michael? Is that an inside joke? Please share.
She has some idea that I'm sort of a fancy person doing Shakespeare, and she says, do Shakespeare for me. You know, when we're at home, so she thinks I'm sort of. She says he's fancy, I'm schmancy. That's the.
Are we likely to see more of her in season 3?
Sorry.
Are we likely to see more of her in season 3? Do you think?
I hope so. Yeah. You never with this show. You never know who's coming back and who's you know coming in and out. So hopefully, because it goes over a whole span of time, there'll be characters coming in and out all the way through. So you never know who's going to pop up.
She's terrific, and so are you. I like that you like funny girls. I like that. Michael Sheen, continued success to you.
Thank you.
Masters of Sex airs Sunday nights on Showtime. It is a division of CBS.